Saturday,
This is Dick
January
Whitley bringing you the weather.
24th, and you
Let
are
me
watching
tell
You
I'm
Don't
happy
Watch
to say
Sports
there's nothing but
right here on the
blue
Fail
skies
Grande
coming your
YouTube Network.
way.
I am Bill Smith, and I am joined, as always, by the man, the myth, the legend, Fail Grande himself, Omari Ellis. Omari, how was your sports week?
My sports week was good. No, it wasn't. It was not good. I'll get into it. It was not a good sports week.
All right, we're going to get into it because we covered 3 topics, or 2, or 1, or 4 here on You Don't Watch Sports. Just sprinkle that little bit of sports information into your casual conversation as we are guiding light through the sea. That is sports talk. Omari, the playoffs, the NFL playoffs are still raging on, and we need our update. Give us a fix.
I had a good season overall for picks. Pretty much every week, positive win-loss ratio when it comes to pick guessing right. Last week I went 1-3. Um, Not a good week. I was right about one game. The Seahawks beating the 49ers. Sam Darnold and the boys came to play. Brock Purdy and the boys were too injured to do the same. And just it was the Eagles defense made Purdy look like he was drafted in the seventh round, and it was just not a good time. But we kind of knew that would happen. Moving on to the Bills game. We had us a barn burner. It didn't look like it was gonna be, but it ended up being a close game that was closer than it needed to be because Josh Allen, I think he had 5 turnovers that game, but still managed to take it to overtime because he's Josh Allen. He's a former MVP and doing all of this, and this is his season, damn it. None of his rivals are left in the playoffs. Joe Burrow, get him out of here. Lamar Jackson, get him out of here. Patrick Mahomes, get him out of here. It's time. It's time. It's Bills Mafia time. But he needs to go to overtime to do it. Where Josh Allen, going into that Sunday, was 0-6 in postseason overtime. They have changed rules based on some of those losses. The fact that it's not like first score anymore, and it's like you have to get a chance, happened after Josh Allen and the Bills got
that year
screwed.
of like, you're telling me the Bills got kicked out of the playoffs and Josh Allen didn't even have a chance with the ball in his hand? Yeah, like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So this has to be the time. This has to be the year. Or so you may think, because it wasn't. After both teams failing to score on their first drives, it's anybody's turn, but it's the Broncos with the ball. Now, to be fair, there was a missed pass interference in the end zone call. Clearly pass interference. That's kind of messed up. But Broncos taking advantage later on in that drive, first with an interception. An interception that looked like it should have been a catch. Dude catches it, falls to the ground with it while the defender's wrestling for it. There was another game this weekend that had a similar moment, and it was called a catch. However, that other game, the defender made it, or the receiver had the ball like stuck to him the whole time on the way to the ground, and had possession. Unfortunately, with the slowing down of the replays and stuff, as the receivers going down, I believe it was Brandon Diggs. Oh, not Diggs, Brandon Cooks. Defender was taking it out, so he's losing possession on the way to the ground. Defender lands on top of him, so he's not that. So the defender's not even down by oh, you could say that, and then comes up with the ball, and Broncos get an interception. And it's downhill from there. First, they pass interference play that, boy, I mean, I understand the dude was mad that he got called for pass interference after what happened on the previous drive, but my boy, you can't spine buster a man out of the air and think it's not going to be called for pass interference. I'm a little bit hyperbolic. I'm a little bit hyperbolic in saying spine buster, but yeah, it was clear pass interference. And then he gets mad, goes to the ref, yells at him, takes his helmet off, slams it on the ground,
Can't be doing that.
moving the Broncos in range for pretty much a chip shot field goal to end the game. And the Broncos eliminate the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen is out of the playoffs. But it would not all be good news for the Broncos. On the final drive, Bo Nix would injure his foot and need surgery immediately afterwards. Jarrett Stidham will start for them in the coming week at quarterback. Meanwhile, we get to the two games that I needed to go a certain way.
Hmm.
They did not go those certain ways. First, the Texans, CJ Stroud, the true number one overall draft pick of the year he was drafted, unlike that Bryce Young guy. They did the right decision with CJ Stroud, who, let's be honest, is a better quarterback than Bryce Young, but he was not on that day. Speaking, he also had a case of the Josh Allen's about 4 or 5 turnovers. Not the best time to have one of your worst games. And the Texans just got blown out by the Patriots. The Patriots move on, which moves me to the Rams and Bears game. Ben Johnson is a cool coach. Caleb Williams has some talent. Ben Johnson coaches the NFL like I play Madden. What's a field goal? What's a punt? Let's go gambling every fourth down. That'll do it. Now, I say he plays it like I play Madden, but I'd be lying. Because if I'm in a playoff game in Madden, I kick the field goal on fourth down if I'm in range. 3 times. The Bears went for it on fourth down rather than trying to kick the field goal. And even though they were down early, you can't count out this year's Bears, or normally you can't, because Caleb Williams will get it done in any way he can. He had the magic this year. Hopefully, it sticks with the Bears going forward. They need to have a quarterback that's actually a good quarterback. That franchise has been starving for a quarterback for like 80 years. Um, that said, the game ended up having to go to overtime, where the Bears lost in overtime. And looking at the game, it's like, yeah, when the Bears defense kept getting turnovers at the turnovers and trying to like keep Matt Stafford didn't have a good game, but or at least by Matt Stafford's standards, but it didn't matter because the Rams ended up winning by 3 after the Bears left 9 points on the table.
Yeah.
But that means we are going into this week. Oh, the Bills, by the way, Coach Sean McDermott, get out of here. You can't get. It's been 7 overtimes in the postseason. Rules changed twice. I forget what the other rule was. Rules changed
One
twice.
of the highest winning percentages in active in the league.
One of the highest winning percentages active in the league. Yes, but 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 you can't get it done 7 times. Get out of here. That's what the Bills say. I think he did a good job as a coach to
Did I
get them there. He can't play the games.
can I not take a little bit of credit here and say that I called this shit like a month ago when this first domino fell and I was like, Omari, if I was an NFL owner watching this season play out and watching the collapse of the Chiefs that have been dominating us for a decade now, damn feels like, and the top of our league is Carolina Panthers, Jacksonville Jaguars, Denver Broncos. Um, like I would be furious. I would be furious, and I think I specifically called out Buffalo in those couple of times that I mentioned this. That like if they don't really get it done, I could see ownership being like this.
Yeah,
It's over. It's over. This was the
you
year,
did say that.
the one year that these fucking asshole Kansas City Chiefs aren't in the playoffs, kicking our ass, sending us home. Y'all get fourth in the division and then sent home before the conference finals. I I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, yeah, and sure enough, they fire him. And while Harbaugh went to New York, they're still coaching, they're still interviewing coaches, but I did think it was funny because one of said coaches being, or not funny, but more interesting. One of the coaches trying to interview is Philip Rivers, old man Rivers himself. I guess he got the itch from doing those like 3 last weeks in Indiana. It was like, I need to be back out here in the grind every week. If I can't do it as the quarterback, let me do it as the coach. And so you know what? Let's go, Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
Go up there to
Wonder if he has any kind of relationship with Josh Allen.
yeah, I'm like that'd probably be cool too if he could but the problem is I was like if he could like coach him up and do stuff because you know Philip Rivers is a legendary quarterback. But much like how Josh Allen's is currently shaping up to be, he's a legendary quarterback who doesn't have a Super Bowl appearance or win either. But if the two of them can team up to beat,
With our powers combined.
yeah, we can beat the Manning Brady's of our time, of your time. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah.
beat that guy, and we can break through. So maybe it can work. Maybe it can work.
I don't know. I don't know.
Meanwhile,
Enough about teams that aren't
yeah,
playing
that's
this
what I was gonna
weekend,
say.
Omari. Let's what do you
Meanwhile,
got
we're
on
at
these
the.
two games?
All
Pretty
right, so it's
pretty
pretty cut and dry.
pretty scary
It's pretty cut and
possibility
dry.
here.
Yep, it's pretty cut and dry. What's going to happen?
I knew
We
you were
will
gonna
get our
say
worst
that.
case scenario. Bill, the only thing the only things standing in our way of a Rams Patriots Super Bowl are Jarrett Stidham and Sam Darnold. I I don't trust former Patriot Jarrett Stidham, by the way. I'm pretty sure. Um, and you know how the Patriots usually do against former Patriots. Then the Rams and Seahawks. So I really think Sam Darnold has what it takes. All right, I'm gonna say it this way. My brain easily says this is the Patriots and Rams, but my heart needs it to be any other combination. So I'm rooting
Specific,
Broncos, get
I
it
mean,
done.
not any other combination. Like you want the Broncos to win.
Would you let me talk? Like I'm still if it's not Patriots versus
I
Rams,
can't say anything.
I'm
I can't
sorry.
have a
I'm
little back and
sorry.
forth here. No, I'm kidding.
But I'm now the thing is I can at least if one of the two makes it, I can at least root for the other one that's going against them. I just it's gonna be a sad Super Bowl watching the two against one another. And I ain't trying to be sad. It's 2026.
You'd
Two
watch?
times. Um,
Right. We talked about how you have a prior commitment to an event related to the day. So
yes.
there's not really much to do at a Super Bowl party other than the Super Bowl. Like I remember
Yeah,
the ones my dad used to go when I was a kid. Like there would be a TV propped up every direction that you looked somehow.
exactly. So it's like uh I need my
Does
heart
the
needs
does the place you're going have any kind of emotional understanding of what you'll be going through?
some of the people there do. Yes.
Okay.
Some of the people there do. That said, I am rooting. And you know what? Screw it. I still won't have more than 100 bad picks on the season, even if I am wrong. I say somehow it happens. You people say that all I think is negative. I say it happens. My picks is Broncos and Seahawks this week. Sam Darnold. Everyone called me an idiot for saying you're not that good, even though I've rooted for a team with you at quarterback and seeded. Um, so screw it. Prove me wrong. Do it.
I mean,
Be the
obviously the
best.
NFL wants New England and Los Angeles.
Well, yeah, of course.
uh,
But and who knows? The Rams and the Patriots, we talk about the Chiefs, but the Patriots are no strangers and are no rookies when it comes to playing mistake-free, highly disciplined football in the times when it matters.
this Patriots,
The Patriots. It's the same damn owner.
he ain't on the field.
Whatever. The Patriots have been bad for 2 years and they're already back in the Super Bowl. The Patriots are
They're not
like,
there yet. All right,
I'm
Omar, let's
picking
move on to topic
Broncos
number two.
Seahawks.
Let's move on to topic number two. We have WWE's Saturday night main event going on this evening. So, as per usual, we're going to run through the card. I'm going to give you my thoughts on what's going on right now. You're going to have to let me know what you think is going to happen based on the info that I've given you.
All right.
All right, Omari. Now, Drew McIntyre is the current WWE champion. That happened, of course, because he was fighting Cody Rhodes in a steel cage match where Jacob Fatu returned and bungled the whole affair. Uh, um, uh, we have them fighting each other. I, it's like so many people want Cody Rhodes to go bad guy. So many people want Cody Rhodes to stay good guy. Most of them are children. But it is, there's a lot of people who are aware of Cody's ability as a bad guy who are just ready to see that. And they see seeds that aren't there sometimes. So I don't want to go saying that there's seeds
Yeah.
and that something could happen tonight. I don't think something could happen tonight, but I think another seed could happen
Be
tonight.
planted. You don't see
Um,
like a double turn happening in Jacob Fatu.
I mean, Jacob is already kind of turned.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of there. It'll be very interesting. They'll be in Montreal. Um, in Europe, WWE just finished a big Europe tour, where they were there for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks, or more, because we had multiple Raws, multiple SmackDowns, in foreign cities, and Cody was getting boos. Cody was getting booed. He was in a feud with someone from Europe. Um, he does. He is covered in Americana iconography. Um, those are all potential factors here.
Yeah.
But Jacob Fatu, I think, is a babyface in the way Stone Cold Steve Austin was a babyface kind of thing. Like he's
Okay.
not a good guy, but the people are cheering him. Um, and It'll be very interesting to see what happens tonight as far as an audience response standpoint.
Okay. Uh, I want Jacob to win, and I'm gonna say he does, just because I now if they want Cody to win, they could go for AEW and be like, "Hey, this monster heel we're building up and stuff." Heck, Cody crushes him because he's Cody. Woo! Which is part of why I think the crowd eventually turned on Cody in AEW. But I think I'm real high on Jacob, and I want Jacob to move on to be the one fighting Drew anyway. So I kind of want Jacob to take this.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. My heart says Jacob Fatu should come out and murder him. Um, my brain says a Cody Rhodes loss is so extremely rare, and we just had one 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I've my gut says that this is our match that doesn't have an actual finish,
Mm.
which scares me for another match on the card.
Oh.
We're not going to get to that one yet. We are going to do the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Rhea and Io are going against Liv and Roxanne. Um, the interesting thing, I'm not sure. I don't know who's going to win this one right now, in my gut. But I do think that WWE has a good problem to have, and it is a lot of big star top talent in their women's division.
Yeah.
And they have a WrestleMania coming up. And you currently have WWE champion Jade Cargill, and you have women's world champion Stephanie Vaquer. So I just when you have a Charlotte Flair, a Alexa Bliss, a Rhea Ripley, an Io Sky, a yet to return Bianca Belair, I mean, even though she's a currently Intercontinental Champion, a Becky Lynch, a have recently returned AJ Lee, a recently returned Nikki Bella, is despite some people's opinion of her star power is undeniable. Where are all these women going to go at WrestleMania? Um, my gut says we're gearing up for a big women's tag team affair.
Okay.
Maybe a women's tag team TLC
That'll be fun.
at Mania. Knock off potentially another first for women's wrestling. I don't know if a tag team TLC has happened yet, but it hasn't happened at Mania.
At Mania, yeah, I don't believe so. I want to say it's happened in because I mean they've had Hell in a Cell matches and stuff,
Right.
so I don't see
And I mean, a
why.
woman's TLC has happened, but
Yeah,
I just
a
I
women's tag
personally haven't
team.
seen a tag.
Yeah, I can't
Um,
recall off the top of my head. I just feel like it's something that might have happened, but
but
it could be a first.
I can see that being where you end up going with a Rhea and Io, a Bailey and
Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria, a Charlotte and Alexa kind of thing, a Nia Jax and Lash Legend. I can see that's where you end up going there, and Rhea and Io retain. Because I feel like one of the other two is going to end up messing with Stephanie Van Vaquer. I feel like the woman, because Rhea and Io are so tied right now, I feel like they either have to be doing something together or be against each other at this point. I don't know how you would separate them and say, okay, Rhea's now fighting Stephanie Vaquer for the world title at WrestleMania by now,
Yeah.
with the time that we have in front of us. So my gut is that maybe a Liv Morgan or something like that. Maybe we'll be giving our predictions next week, but maybe she is somebody who wins the Royal Rumble
Okay.
to fight Stephanie Vaquer, pulling her out of this tag team title thing that's going on. I don't know. What do you think?
Um, I like all of that you said. As far as this match goes, I think I will go ahead and give it to Rhea and Io just based off of what I know of these two teams and how their matches typically go. Um, and because even if Liv and Roxanne lose, like the star power they've had has always kept them coming back.
Yeah, Liv
Liv,
always loses to Rhea. It hasn't.
yeah.
It's only increased her momentum in a way.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, they're immune to, man, they lost again. People don't care. They want them on the screen. And because they're great at wrestling and also obvious reasons. But I got living I'm sorry, I got Io and Rhea winning that. As far as who's gonna be in the title picture, it's hard to think if Rhea's back to being like red hot, they don't put some kind of belt back on her.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Uh
she's always it hasn't diminished yet. Like
mhm.
her like the I feel like I've mentioned it on camera before. the audience reaction is a different sound and it's not, and I'm not saying louder.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's more women. Like it's a higher register, and it is a guttural, like it's that stone cold glass shatter. She's reached that moment where you can
Nice.
feel it in the response. It's that oh like it's that every time she comes out, even when like she's got a scheduled match with Io for a tag team on TV. Io enters to her music and then stands 10 steps from the
Yeah.
entryway. We all know what's about to happen. And that response is still like real, real strong. So yeah, I think like in the mainline WWE thinking of it's WrestleMania, what's the biggest match they could do? Yes, Rhea Ripley is in there.
Yeah. Rhea's got to be fighting for some vote. So I see her in the picture. I'm obviously a big EO fan, but she had her moment like last year. So if they try to give it to someone else in their stacked division aside from her, I wouldn't be surprised. Um, I have no idea. We'll talk about the predictions and stuff like you said next week as far as like that title picture goes and stuff. I do think the belt's coming off of Jade one way or the other. I'm a Jade Cargill fan, but I also can watch wrestling. And yeah,
It's rough, man. It's rough. I feel like they have to implement a U-turn because like I mean, and again, we'll talk about it next week, but I still need to develop my opinions on it. So I'll just talk them out a little bit here. But for the longest, I have been locked into the fact that Bianca Belair is coming back. She is winning the Royal Rumble and she's challenging Jade. And that's the WrestleMania match. The match that everybody talked about the second that somebody said Jade Cargill was coming to WWE kind of thing. Um, uh, and that's why Bianca is persona non grata right now, is because they
mm.
want that. I'm on my own. Oh my God, right, Bianca, she exists. I totally forgot about her. Um, my hopes. If not, my God, I think that's the biggest fucking needle that could potentially ever move
Yeah.
between companies. Like fuck all the men. Like if Bianca Belair changes companies and that's the reason why she's persona non grata right now, my God, watch out. That would be my prediction. So that's always been my hope. But we did the first part,
Yeah.
putting the belt on Jade Cargill, and my God, is it rough? My God, is it rough? Since I saw a stat this morning when I woke up. Since she has won the title, she has wrestled on TV for 7 minutes, and none of them are good. I'm just being honest here.
No, I
We talked about it. She looks great. Standing there with the belt, she looks incredible. But like when you're working with Chelsea Green and you can't get a good match out of Chelsea Green, a good squash match out of Chelsea Green, I that's really scary to me as a fan who wants to support you. Um, so that makes me want like I don't know how they could possibly do that. I don't know how they could possibly have Bianca win the Rumble and then keep a limbo story going for 2.5 months when they're
yeah.
already struggling.
No, you're not wrong. I I didn't even think about Bianca,
Like
but
she
that's a
needs
good candidate.
she needs like a chicken shit heater or
Has it
something
been has
to
it
be
been
standing in
nine
front of her
has it been 9 months or t 9, 10 months yet
for what?
for the other person, Naomi? Because didn't she
Uh,
also have beef in that whole shenanigan? But she got pregnant.
let's say July.
Okay, so
Um,
no.
yeah. One, two, three, four, five, six.
Yeah, no.
We're at six right now. And even
All right.
after that, you'd have to assume it's maybe about 6 months after the baby
Yeah,
that
possibly, but
the
I don't know. Just seeing if there's any chance.
right,
But yes, I
right.
was gonna be like I knew it hadn't been a year because I was gonna be. Has it been a year? Like, nah, it can't have been a year. So that's what I was like. Has it been 9 months? But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what they can do otherwise. To for because they've kept Bianca away, and if she's coming back, it's for a big moment.
yeah,
And I don't know if that's going to be the moment that they want anymore. Or like maybe the Mania match will be because Bianca, I just have that much confidence in Bianca, and I know I've heard people like I've heard AEW fans reference that like the only really good match that Jade Gargill could have was with Chris Statlander, a fellow strong,
yeah.
big powerhouse type wrestler. Um, I think I mean proof's in the pudding right now because Jordan Grace is about ready to have a program with Jade Cargill. Is what SmackDown seems to be lining up, and she's a fucking brick house. So that'll be well, maybe we can see some good work from the
Yeah,
Jade Cargill title reign to give Bianca something to chase.
I agree. I could see that. Or just say, you know what, we got the new model here and just upgrade to Lash Legend immediately.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Speaking of the other side of the coin, Omari, as I spoke earlier, Drew McIntyre is the current WWE champion, and tonight we will have a fatal four-way to decide who is the number one contender for that
Ooh.
WWE championship. You
So
have
Cody and Jacob had nothing to do with that title. Yeah, I
no,
got all
yeah,
right.
the
Cody's
Drew McIntyre has said that Cody has to go to the back of the line.
okay. So Cody's beating Jacob then.
Um, this four-way, Omari, it's got Damian Priest, it's got Sami Zayn in Montreal.
No, man.
It's got Trick Williams. Shout out to Trick Williams, and it's got the Viper Randy Orton. Once again to refresh, this is for the number one contender to Drew McIntyre. The match takes place at Montreal, and then the WWE Championship match will take place at the Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
So you're saying it's almost tailor-made for Mr. Zayn.
I mean,
That's
that's what it would look like.
yeah, at this point. That said, I don't think it's Randy. Just because Randy, for whatever reason, storyline wise, or however you want to say, real life, whatever, he's just kind of on his cruising shit right now. He's just kind of there. I show up behind somebody, RKO him, laugh about it. I'm having fun. Um, Trick Williams, I'd be crazy if they gave him a debut straight into title match. It's happened before, but it doesn't usually happen with the Trick Williams type, if you know what I mean. For better or worse, usually for the worse. But I don't think Trick is doing it. And I'm tired of seeing Damian Priest versus Drew. I know they don't like each other, and I know it'll probably be a decent match, but I think it'd probably be best, especially crowd reaction wise, to go to Sami Zayn route. I just don't think Sami closes it out in the end, but we got a while to think about that. But I do think Sami can take it,
Yeah,
especially if we're in Montreal and you can get the he won pop to this week, and you can get the he loses silence the week after.
yeah. I am leaning Sammy right now. And then also like you had so many people thinking that Sammy was going to be winning the Rumble this year. So
Hmm.
that like removes that potential. I don't think Riyadh would participate in this kind of thing, but it removes that potential Daniel Bryant Royal Rumble year where we booed Rey Mysterio, kind of in any kind of potential. If the fan sentiment for yeah, this is Sammy's year, kind of thing grew enough, this would have this. It's like it puts him in Royal Rumble, but not
Yeah.
in the Royal Rumble kind of thing. Um,
Unless he
but
loses the
also
match to
because
Drew and then comes back entering at number 30 to
that's
win
that
the
is
Rumble.
that is the story. That's the story. Like that's the one that WWE writes if they want to make Sami Zayn on next Saturday. I don't know if they want to do that or not. Um, uh, Randy, I think is another one that might be just as significant to Saudi Arabia as Sami Zayn is potentially, if not maybe even more, because Saudi loves a star.
Oh,
Like they
fair.
love their big legends and shit
Hmm.
like that. Um, so I think it's like Sammy 1A, Randy Orton 1B for me.
Okay. I
I
love
don't
me
I
some
and again I
Randy.
agree with you. I don't think either of them are winning next week.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a good thing for again if you do the thing of like I already participated in a match, I'm not going to do the Rumble because of uh it would just be a good reason for to get Randy out of the Rumble, and then you don't have to worry about like okay, who's eliminating Randy or is Randy winning kind of
Yeah.
thing. Um yeah, but I'm bouncing back and forth. Right now I'd say Sami Zayn.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm going Sammy. I obviously have no problems with Randy winning. Or I think Damian Priest, even though I like all four people, I know Trick Williams the least out of them just because I haven't watched enough NXT. I've liked what I've seen. But I think I want Damian Priest to win the least. Then probably Trick, then Randy, then Sammy.
I've been saying Trick Williams' name forever.
I know you have.
I
I
don't
haven't watched it. I
don't let
I'll
don't let
speak for
anybody
me.
tell you Bill don't know ball. Bill
Yeah,
knows ball.
yeah.
Um, Omari, the match that I saved to talk about last is because it's got some interesting layers to it. All right. Last Monday on Raw. Well, actually, let's take it back 2 weeks ago on Raw. AJ Styles is fighting Gunther in an incredible match to end Raw. AJ's been working on the calf, working on the calf, working on the calf. He gets the calf crusher in. Gunther does like a sneaky behind the back tap out of the ref's POV. AJ releases the hold. Chaos, like chaos. Gunther wins in the chaos. This week on Raw, AJ's pissed, wants a rematch. Challenges him to fight at the Royal Rumble. Gunther doesn't want to do it. He says I'm that's hard because I'm going to be winning the Royal Rumble that night, and I don't want to pull double duty. Um,
That's what
and
Gunther said.
yeah. And AJ's like, well, it sounds like you're a chicken, yada yada yada. Eventually, Gunther pushes AJ to say, all right, I'll fight you at the Royal Rumble if you put your career on the line. Internet is like, whoa. We can't have AJ Styles retiring that fast. Like, we just kind of came to grips with the theory that AJ Styles is going to retire this year.
Hmm.
This year just started. Like, Royal Rumble's only 2 weeks away. Like, he can't be doing that this fast. Um, so then this entire week, the internet's been like, all right, let's churn, let's cook. What's actually going on here? Because AJ Styles isn't retiring, and then they announced that AJ Styles is going to make an appearance on SmackDown, even though he doesn't. He's not a member of the SmackDown roster. Where in which we have a scene where GM Nick Aldis is like, "Hey, listen, you shouldn't do this. You don't have to do this. You can, you know, fuck Gunther. You can fight him
Yeah.
some other time." He's like, "Nah, I got to do it. I just got to do it." And he's like, "Nick, you didn't call me here for just that." He's like, "Yeah, I know. Someone asked me to bring you here. I'll back away." And then Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and says, Well, if you're going to if you're going to put your career on the line, you and I got to go. We can't not go before you do this. And AJ's like, all right. So they booked a match for the next night, tonight, at Saturday night's main event. And now the internet is terrified because they didn't think it was real. And now all of a sudden, AJ is doing a
AJ is
match that
fighting a match
everybody's
with
been screaming.
Shinsuke.
Yeah, that everybody's been screaming he needed to have. What do you think, Omari?
I I think AJ takes it to carry the momentum into fighting Gunther, but I just hope one way or the other, this match ends up being like a clean finish, like a decisive finish, whoever wins. Because I just remember all the hype around the concept of these two having a match. And then WWE finally letting them do so when it ended with Shinsuke doing a fucking low blow
Yeah,
into a fuck finish.
that's
And then they
why.
made a storyline about them doing fuck finishes to one another. So I
Yeah,
want them to just
that's
have.
why. Like everybody, like since the Triple H taking the helm kind of stuff, they've been like, all right, when are we gonna get the redo of that bullshit? That's got to happen. We got to do a real version of AJ Styles Shinsuke Nakamura in WWE. And I fully expect that that's what we're gonna get tonight. It just makes me terrified for what we're gonna get next week, and we're gonna have to wait to talk about that next
Yeah,
week.
I would say because I want to think on that one.
All right, Omari, those have been our sports topics for today, Saturday, January 24th. If you like seeing us talk about other stuff, we got all kinds of stuff here on this channel. Mock draft, that's fun. That's trivia. That's hanging out with buds. Then we got This Guy Hasn't Seen. That's movies. That's TV shows, hanging out with buds. Then we got Whatever We Want. It's whatever they want, hanging out with some buds.
Yeah,
Where else can
got a
they find you
lot.
on the internet, Omari?
You can also find me on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi, Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by, hang out with your bud. Yeah. Um, yeah, I believe that's all we got. We'll see you next week. Thank you guys. Adiosness.